be asking, Silver Quill, because that is my name on the internet, that is how I am known, what is an archetype? So first I'm going to hit you with some Merriam-Webster, thrill, and shocking, and awe. The original pattern or model of which all things of the same type are representations or copies. And I think this is what most people think when they hear archetype, basically a stock character. You think, oh, it's just the broody anime hero, or
Goku,
or the anime heroine who's going to suffer terrible back pain when she's older. But there's another meaning, and this is the one that I find so appealing. An inherited idea or mode of thought in the psychology of Carl Gustav Jung that is derived from the experience of the race, that race being human beings, no exceptions or qualifications, and is present in the unconscious of the individual. Now, Carl Gustav Jung, which is just a fun name to say, he was a student of Sigmund Freud, but he zagged where Sigmund Freud zigged. While Freud said he didn't really put a lot of stock in mythology, Jung took a study of many different cultures and noticed that there were some shocking similarities, that the archetypal characters were universal. In a way, there are dressings, of course, by the culture, and of course language is always going to be a barrier. But if you look deep enough, you realize that it's actually very approachable and similar. So he started to coin a term, the collective unconscious, which is not the after effects of a college frat party.
Been there, done that.
Or a con. These people are practicing the 6-2-1. They're just at the 6 part.
The one might not happen.
The one, look, I'll get a garden hose if they're going to be all together like that. I'm going to clean them up. But maybe it's easier to express this through a visual. Can everyone see this art piece called Beneath the Surface okay? If not, I can make it full screen for everybody. Okay, I'm getting very Lovecraftian horror. So we're going to tackle this top to bottom. At the very tip top, you have the world. The big old expanse, everything that is physical, geographical, tangible. But all that would go pretty much unobserved if you didn't have the surface of the water, which is the consciousness. And floating on that sea of consciousness is your ego, your sense of self. That little boat on that vast sea of awareness. But once you get beneath the surface, here there be monsters, for we are in the subconscious, the unconscious mind. And Jung put forth this idea that you have an individual unconscious, which is all the stuff that you've tended to repress, negative experiences, traumas, fears, things that self-sabotage you unconsciously. But if you go deeper still, there's a combined consciousness of mankind, personkind, whatever you want to call it. In essence, we are all sharing the same awareness of ideas. What happens when we tell stories is that a light is shining from the very bottom, and it is moving up through our subconscious. It filters through our own personal demons, our own ego, our anima and animus, depending on your development. And it shines up through the consciousness and projects itself onto some sort of form in the tangible world. That is our unconscious trying to communicate with our conscious mind and essentially deliver a message from the collective unconscious to individuals. So here's some examples of a conscious, the unconscious projecting onto the physical world through a symbol, like the Ouroboros. Ouroboros?
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. I got my fact checkers for whom I am grateful. This is one of the earliest symbols in mankind, and it's basically everything. It is life and it is death. It is self-preservation, it is self-destruction. It is intellectualism. Hey, maybe I shouldn't be eating myself. Or hedonism. This is some good snake. Every idea is contained within this one image, and therefore it is essentially chaos. It's hard to define a singular meaning. In fact, I would argue impossible. Which is perhaps why it's often a symbol for some mysterious cult. You can't know, but you feel uneasy, because this is clearly chaotic. As we develop as culture, we begin to make distinctions, and so our symbols evolve, like the Tao. Now suddenly, there's a balance of different ideas. Masculine, feminine, light, dark, hot, cold, paper, plastic.
Jedi, Sith.
Jedi, Sith, why not? Let's see here. The Truth, Fox News. I appreciate that you all laughed at that. And so this is us starting to develop symbols to express our own awareness of distinctions and differences as we evolve. Now, as we keep going, symbols are getting more and more, well, common use, and so they take on different meanings. Well, one thing that remains consistent is the archetypes. They are stories from our past, our present, and we're going to be seeing them plenty of times in the future. And Jung identified initially 12 archetypes, core characters. These would be debated, reanalyzed, recategorized by his successive students. One of his students, Toni Wolff, a woman with whom he had an affair, she would later develop archetypes specifically for the female psyche, and would argue that instead of 12, we only have 4, a quaternary, because I guess a quartet is just not sciencey enough. But either which way, for purposes of this presentation, I'm sticking with the original 12 and what they're meant to represent. And Jung divided them into 4 categories, 3 archetypes per category. So we have change and order, connection and fulfillment. And we're going to start with order.
Why not chaos?
Because that comes in resistance to order.
I like chaos.
I'll have an order, a cheeseburger with a side of fries.
No.
The ruler demands it. For the ruler is creating order and averting chaos. He is, well, the ruler, I really should just keep it ruler. I will preface this. Jung was very set in his ways. He was so into gender roles and divisions. The idea of a woman wearing pants was highly offensive to him. He'd be freaking out if he saw current society, and I'd be like, dude, you gotta get with it. As is so true of people in history, they're often great ideas from highly flawed people. So I'm attracted to the ideas. I can be very critical of the person who first proposed them. But the ruler is trying to create a prosperous, successful family unit, or community, or even a nation. It happens on multiple levels, and there are multiple ways to be a ruler. But the core of a truly just ruler archetype is that they exercise their power, well, justly. They're essentially doing the right thing and trying to do well by others. And we have many examples in anime, but I'm just going to name a few. First off, we have Whitebeard. Oh, you might think a pirate doesn't make a good ruler, but this is a guy who looked at the injustice of the world government, allowing slavery of fish people, and he loudly declared, no, this is my territory, and I am shutting this down.
And he became a father figure to so many other pirates. Most notably, I think, for the One Piece series is Ace, and we see how all of that has affected from just how this particular character supported others.
In the older, more limited terms, the ruler is really a father. Father of a nation, father of a community, father of a family. But again, we want to be flexible because we have characters like Olivier Armstrong, who the head of the Armstrong family. And you know, I admit I haven't caught as much of Full Metal Alchemist as others, but when you can keep your younger, muscular brother under control, that's a terrifying power right there. I'm just gonna say.
Where's the lie, though?
Where's the? And then we have the best HR manager in the history of anime. This is Megistus from Miss Koretsu's Monster Development Department. This guy.
I want to work for him.
We wanted to join the evil organization attempting to control the world because this guy has damn good health care.
Healthcare, he encouraged his team to take vacation time. I was like, wait, my employers don't even encourage vacation time.
He's willing to push meetings back because he understands the best optimum strategy is to respect the individuals under your employ. Oh my God!
That's how you know it's fake.
I know! And that's when I'm sad. And then, of course, when you need a little discipline, bride slap! Baby bride slap! Baby bride slap! Baby bride slap!
Every main character of the Gundam series has been disciplined by Bright at one point or another, including his own son.
And they have all leveled up because of it. But you might also be saying, well, hang on, Bright wasn't Bright Style is polar opposite of any of these others. Just because they're in the same archetype category does not mean their methods are all the same. That's more exclusive to the character. So sometimes you might see an archetype that you understand fits this category, but you don't really like their methodology. Then there's another character, different methods, same category, really appeals.
Yeah.
Like maybe Aramaki in his 3D days, which, boy, that really stands out against Bright.
Aramaki was one of these in the category that was able to take criminals and use them very effectively. Saito is a terrorist. Ishikawa is a hacker. And he uses them with the major in the most optimal positions that he can find for whatever mission he needs undertaken.
So he doesn't want to waste precious resources sitting in a cell. Sure, the rule of law may say these guys need to be arrested, but he's like, I've got a different idea. That's exercising power justly. Now, with the ruler, we also have creators. These are individuals who want to push beyond what is generally considered to be the right way to do things and find new solutions, paths, and outcomes. Therefore, just going off the Aramaki example, there's a little bit of creator in him too. He's going outside the standard protocol to make something more useful to everyone. There's a strong sense of focus, maybe a little too much. One of the unfortunate side effects is that these creators don't always connect well with others around them. They have a hard time interacting because they are so hyper-focused on whatever it is they're trying to create. Because they are just so interested in innovation and new things. In many ways, they'll be accepting of new developments, new elements in the world. And they're unafraid to let everyone know. They will speak up and be counted. And so we begin with
Rentaro Okabe from Steins Gate.
Yes, indeed. Which you can guarantee he's got some social issues.
Yeah, he's got some very major social issues, and well, I'll say discovering time travel was probably the best and worst thing he ever did.
So he could go back and warn himself.
Does anybody?
No, never. But then there's also Mai Hatsume from My Hero Academia. She loves her technology. She loves boosting other heroes with her tech. But boy, she can be a little scary when she does it.
Well, I think the best example for anybody who's either read the manga or watched the anime, her initial introduction is a pure example of this creator archetype.
And the fact that she'll just talk in terms that nobody understands with herself.
So, which again is what it's like talking to a JoJo's fan.
Hey, leave JoJo's alone.
As soon as it leaves me alone.
No.
How many of us are Tokusatsu fans here? We know all about confusing terms.
Yes, indeed.
Tokusatsu is awesome.
Henshin. But then, of course, we have Edward Elric. And boy, he's doing his best to create things. He's chasing that whale, like Ahab. Except that whale is a stone. But it's a whale of a tail. And of
Please don't
course,
encourage his puns.
who can forget Washu?
How many people know Tenchi Muyo?
Okay, good. I don't feel that old.
You are old. Because everybody who raised their hand was young.
Wait, I'm not sensing the logic there.
I thought you asked who has seen it. Whereas
Well, who has seen it?
I love you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, still, they're still younger than you.
Hot kettle.
Hey, I'm only 27 plus shipping and handling.
Yeah, that's international shipping and handling from 2 centuries ago. Oh, she hit me. Oh, you all saw it. You all witnessed the assault. Oh, I busted a rib.
Really?
Yes.
Pull out your battery.
Go on, Seth.
All right, now we come to the caregiver who will mend my broken rib.
No, she won't.
Probably not, but she will try to create and protect the peace. And essentially is a positive intentions that strengthen the character's focus. You'll often find that this archetype is cast in the role of the sidekick, a supporter. Maybe not be taking the center stage, but they're not really looking to. They just want to help as many people as possible because they have a strong interest in others and a powerful intuition.
They're always smarter.
They're always smart, or maybe more empathic. And in many cases, they want to show that they care so much, they're even willing to take on martyrdom.
And unfortunately, if you watch shonen anime, they're usually the character that's getting kidnapped all the time.
Such like Bubahime. look, you look at that art. I mean, she is going to snap in two in the strong wind. But also we have Fa Yuri of Zeta Gundam. She was looking out for Camille even before he was in the military.
Even before he was a vegetable.
And even after. And then we have Elizabeth from the Seven Deadly Sins. I saw a wonderful cosplay of her walking around.
Absolutely.
And then we have Aaron. Armin, sorry.
Aaron Yeager is totally different.
No, Armin's the one having his heart broken as Aaron goes down the path of rebellion. So, and you know, to show how out of touch I am with anime, we went to Anime Expo in what, 2013?
Yes.
Yeah, it was 2013.
2013. So
10 years ago.
Good lord, we gotta get back there. I was walking around looking at all this cosplay, and I wondered why were there all these people in flight jackets with toasters on their heads?
I was a little confused because I'm like, did we not see something? And then we saw these people in bodysuits. That one, I'm all for body positivity because I like food.
But exposed muscle is a bit of a downer.
Yes, I was a little concerned that I was like missing out on this great horror anime.
No, we certainly learned of the Attack on Titan. And then Krillin, everyone's friend. I mean, he's always looking out, and boy, does he get to be the martyr. A lot.
How many times has he died?
Countless.
Oh, well, we all know Team 4-Star and their Krillin-owned count. And of course, Luna. Because looking out for 5 teenage girls saving the world from evil. You think Zordon had it hard with 5 teenagers with attitude?
They didn't have attitudes.
That's true. So really, Luna had it harder than Zordon. I'm just saying. And any Rangers or Tokusatsu fans can fight me on that off screen.
There is no fighting here for me.
All right, then. Now we're in the fulfillment category. For those who are looking to find the best in life, including the innocent, who just wants to do good for themselves and others. There's no exclusion. There's no hidden agenda other than wanting to do the best for everybody. And they're not interested in conflict. In fact, if conflict arises, they might withdraw, feeling very intimidated. These are very gentle souls, freely giving and trusting, a bit like a child. I heard it once said that adults, we hold back and wait to see how things go before we really give trust and affection. Kids give that readily and wait for their investment to pay off.
As I said, they have no personal boundaries.
No personal boundaries, so that is why they ankle bite her furiously.
Well, how can they ankle bite her? I think they come over to her hip.
Well, okay, I'm not accounting for personal height, but...
They also are taller than me.
Look, I know in this conversation you're coming up short, but really. She's gonna hit me now. You're gonna hit... Oh, she hit me again. Oh.
That's my mask.
Ah, what's she? Oh.
No concussions, I promise.
Oh, wait, now here, come on. I've been a bad
No,
boy.
I'm sitting down. See, people are leaving now.
I'm coming back.
Are you sure you want to? All right, so for innocents who have a strong connection to others and are able to lift morale, there's Kotz of Zeta Gundam, who he had to deal with betrayal and the consequences thereof.
And way too naive.
Way too naive. Then there's Jack, and I confess that I haven't seen a lot of Beastars, but I'm told that this guy, you just want to give him an ear rub and a belly rub, but that would probably count as workplace harassment and bring in HR, so don't do that.
Yes, I can attest to that personally.
And then we have Ponyo, Destroyer of Worlds. I mean, she is super innocent, but part of that problem is she doesn't realize the consequences of actions. But then, I think we can all swoon over Ed and I. Yes. Especially the episode Mushroom Sampa.
Yes.
Just love these two. And of course, Ritsuko from Agretsuko. She's all innocence and positivity until, well, she needs to vent. Then wash out and get the heavy metal rolling.
She is my spirit animal.
Moving on from the innocent in our fulfillment, we have the sage. We have those who have knowledge and want to share it with everyone. They want to share that wisdom, get it out there in the world. To learn and help others learn. That is their goal. Which means very heavy on the introspection side. They want to understand themselves, and in understanding themselves, they can understand others. Welcome back to the madness. And so we have, well, the literal toad sage, Jiraiya.
Or as Naruto calls him, Pervy Sage.
Pervy sage. There's like I say, there's different methods for everybody.
Yeah.
And then there's All Might, a guy who understands that on the outside you have to project this image of strength and ease, while you have to smile and say, I am here, even though on the inside you may be freaking out or feeling the weight. So he's there for all heroes and all individuals, to be both an example but also a coach behind the scenes. Now, there is Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, a guy who was apparently so powerful they had to invent a way just to keep him out of the story. Pandora's box. So this guy is the hope. And let's see here. Then we have Nico Robin.
Woohoo! The lone One Piece fan.
Yeah. Surely there are 2 One Piece fans in here at least.
Oh,
Okay.
damn it! That means you're gonna encourage him.
But
Don't encourage him.
Robin is, well, she wants to discover the knowledge, and fortunately, she's kind of with a party of dunderheads. That's a technical term, by the way. So the knowledge she learns is falling on deaf ears for the most part, but she's the one who's going to discover.
She also has to be the mother of that ship.
Yep, she's the mother of the ship, often trying to get them on track and focus.
Oh, like the friend mom from College Humor.
Exactly.
They're like a bunch of squirrely 6th graders and trying to just get them all together like they're cats.
Yes. And then we have Rosemary, or Mari-chan, from Delicious Party Precure.
Is that the title?
That is
Yeah,
the title.
they are paid by the syllable, I swear. And then, of course, Elder Kaede from Inuyasha. It's a fun contrast to see how she went from a young, an innocent, but became a sage in her own right. Look ye smart girl, or look ye a fool. Now, in the last fulfillment, we have the Explorer. They're looking for a better, more fulfilling life. The bigger, the better. And that means going out means they have a knowledge of either what they want, or maybe they just know that what they want isn't here. They know that they've got to go forth in order to discover that and to find the fulfillment they seek. Which means that when they come into town, they shake up habits and traditions. Life just ain't been the same since that one explorer came into town. Are you okay? Do you need an Advil? Advanced medicine.
I think you broke her brain with your southern accent.
Did you have to say the entire title of Advil Advanced Medicine?
Yes, I'm trying to get a sponsorship.
From Advil?
Why not? I'm already a headache. So for our explorers, we have Vash the Stampede.
Love and peace.
Love and peace. I don't know if that's the case in Trigun Stampede, but he certainly is off to a good start. And then, of course, now I need some Miyaka from Fushigi Yugi, where apparently...
Fushigi Yugi. My God, you are so not a shoujo fan.
So, this lady from Fagogo Boogie... Oh, I broke her further. Oh, she's assaulting me again. Oh, my entire left side now. Oh, shut. Oh, she's got a tombstone ready for me. She's gonna have a casket. So, yeah, she gets to explore a whole other dimension.
One of the earliest, not earliest because there's other, but this is one of the early versions of an isekai.
One of the first very popular versions of an isekai.
Was she transported by Truck-kun?
No, she was transported by a book.
Oh, well...
Isekais are shoujos.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And a book can always take you to a new world.
Except for Never-Ending Story. Because that never ended. Or did it end?
We never know.
It ended with Jack Black. That's all we'll say. And of course, who can forget Satoshi or Ash?
The 40-year-old character.
The 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Who we, last week, got the last episode with
Wait,
him.
does that mean he's older than Bart?
Yeah? Well, no.
No.
Bart is older than time itself, it seems. And then we have Emily from The Promised Neverland. Now, it's pretty clear when you're in those kind of conditions, as she starts in the story, you definitely know that what you want isn't here. She's looking to get out. But even when she discovers a very harsh world, she keeps looking. She doesn't stop. That's why I love the bright expression on her face, even against
with
everything.
death, and with death looking you in the eye, she has that smile.
All I can say for this series is rhubarb.
Oh.
I will just say the cake is
Or
a lie.
Soylent Green.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I really feel old when nobody knows either of those references.
I get it. I'm just not spoiling it for people.
Well, I guarantee you that Sukiya of Dr. Stone wouldn't understand because she's from the future, but she's the group's recon specialist and the one always going forth to explore. And somehow a fantastic contortionist as she can hide in that apple helmet. Even though her head takes up a good bit.
No, it's a melon.
It's a melon? It looks like an apple to me.
Okay.
But it is big enough to be a
And in
melon.
fact, Suika's not even a gourd. They don't know what her real name is.
Either way, it's the new Apple product I hide.
Apple simp.
Look at what I'm using. Yep, they got my soul. Oh, but maybe it's time to resist Apple through an element of change, the rebel.
You are so not the rebel.
But I am an unconventional thinker,
No.
and I'm often misunderstood.
No.
And I often challenge the current systems and methods of thought.
No.
Well, double dang. I'm being shot down. I'm getting shot down left, right, and center here.
You are whiter than mayonnaise.
On bread in a blizzard being eaten by a polar bear. We've been over this. So, okay, but rebels are all those things. And let's look at some bad boys and girls through anime. Like Alucard. Sure, this is the Castlevania version, but I would argue that Hellsing's Alucard is also quite the rebel. And, well, yeah, it's more than a phase dad.
There is never a phase.
And speaking of dads, we have Monkey D. Dragon, who is opposing the world government. And sooner or later, he and Luffy are gonna cross paths.
So, can they be DILFs in anime?
Yes.
Okay, then he's a DILF. Sorry. If you don't know what that is,
This is a family-friendly panel.
you want me to spank your ass. It's not family friendly anymore.
I want you to friendly spank my ass. And she did it.
Well, I am prone to pressure. Peer pressure, that's what it's
Oh
called.
yeah, you're applying pressure all right. Here we go.
Oh, my husbando!
Oh, another one.
Oh, I have so many.
She's found so many loves through this panel.
Okay, the reason I got into anime is because of all the hot men. And women. Okay, I'm an equal opportunity, so anything, but really the hot men.
Jotaro Kujo, she just can't stand him.
Oh, the moment I saw his picture, I was like, okay, I'm a JoJo's fan.
And so began a language I have yet to decipher. But then we have Utena, who everyone's saying, you can't be a knight, but she will be a knight, by gosh. Or
She's going to be that prince and take the princess on a silver horse.
How many people have seen Utena? Okay,
how many people can make sense of Utena?
Okay, I'm not counting you, Anthony, because you're too sweet and you're very innocent. You don't count.
And you're lying. You are lying, sir.
Okay, so in truth, I give you all a homework assignment. Please, if you ever get a chance, watch Utena, because one, it's a great story that talks about a lot of commentary about the LGBTQ plus community that was done well before
This series was
everything
originally
else.
created in 1997.
It was done in a way that, one, it made me feel comfortable as an anime fan to say, yes, I am bisexual. So having a series that makes you feel comfortable back in the 90s.
Just don't watch the dub.
No, don't watch it dub, only watch it subtitled. But if you think people are repressed now, just think back almost over 20 years ago, they were just as repressed. Us 90s kids had a lot. You have a lot of luxuries by being able to come out a little bit more easily than any of us did.
This series is going to be 25 this year.
Yes.
And I will plug Cruella because you're older in anime.
Aging in anime.
Aging in anime, where we can all say, your kids today don't know how good you have
Yes.
it. Because we're both.
Krillika and I are going to be on our soapbox for an entire 2 hours.
Yeah, we're all
2
29 plus shipping and handling.
Okay, let's move on though.
Okay.
Because I don't want to feel any older.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, Grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, she got the leg down.
Okay, so Bardock.
Bardock, he was rebel without a clue at first. But he realized and tried very hard to warn his fellow Saiyans or Saiyajin or however you want to say it. Either way, that they went from vegetables to toast.
Oh my god! Seriously?
They're just very sun-grown.
Oh my god, did you... Okay, moving on. We have Barnaby from Tiger and Bunny.
I mean, he's not really interested in the whole hero ranking. He's just after one goal. But he ends up changing things so much that he becomes the hero of heroes.
And then we have my favorite character, LaDouche.
How could you say such a thing about my favorite boy?
Because it's true. I mean, he is countering an oppressive empire, but boy, he's got some moral gray going on.
Oh,
He's
I
also
love.
another
Okay,
of her husbands.
I love LaLouche. I have like half of my desk is filled with his stickers. I have the figure art, but LaDouche is.
It's a good fun.
It's a very,
Thank you.
it's a very
I
fitting
own it
name.
very well.
It's high quality.
It's like
It's a very fitting nickname.
you wouldn't guess you was in love with him hearing it.
Well, that's his hind ass. So and you are just annoying.
Indeed, I am. But now another element that can bring about change is the wizard. A wizard did it. They're the carriers of unconventional knowledge, and unlike the sage, who is free sharing of information, the wizard is really going to narrow this down to a specific recipient.
This is you.
Someone who needs to know. Providing information to a select few. So when I tell you Cruelica's cell phone number, I want you all to keep it, just in
Do
the
you
circle.
even know my cell phone number? Oh, without looking at your phone.
No, let me say.
Without looking at your phone. I am going to turn this to Japanese again. Don't tempt me.
Yeah,
Nani?
she changed his password and put it in Japanese.
Yeah. That was the day I learned a valuable lesson. Don't trust the Cruelica. But they have the power, the wizards have the power to understand and explain the spiritual world. So it's going beyond just, a sage might know the world around them and the world within, but a wizard is going to have some understanding of the world
So
beyond.
basically, you and Apple technology.
Oh, well, okay, if they ever make a VR landscape, I worry I'm going to be sucked into it. But let's talk about Kyusuke Urahara of Bleach, who, boy, if he doesn't know the world beyond, who does? And he can be downright scary, but
I
also,
would not want to get caught in his bankai.
No.
No way.
But then,
Too soon.
it's still too soon, and he's holding a picture of his family. Mace Hughes, he learned very unconventional knowledge and paid the price for it. But he was there for the boys and even gave a farewell wave. And boy, is that a heartbreaking episode.
Both
And then
times.
there's, well, I would call her my waifu, but I'm a lot older than when I had a crush. So, it's gone from boys will be boys to, dude, you're old. But Sailor Mercury, she's very knowledgeable, she's very understanding, able to analyze a science or mystical world that regular human knowledge could not comprehend. And she has to keep that knowledge limited to her friends, some of whom, Saki, wouldn't really understand anyway.
And also has the Robocop protocol in her technology visor.
Oh yes, if you ever watch the original anime, pause it when she's on her little screen, you will see the entire protocol for RoboCop.
Ooh, so wait, we can have a Robo-Senshi? Alive or dead, you're coming with me, because in the name of the moon, I'll punish you.
Please never do that again. Oh my
And
god.
it's everybody's favorite pervert.
Yeah, Hiroku, he understands the spiritual world. He also but he doesn't understand a restraining order.
I don't think Sangha wanted to file a restraining order.
Oh no, for some reason Sangha was really attracted to the way he was so terribly inappropriate. Then, let's see here. This is Giyu from Demon Slayer. I admit I'm behind the times on this one.
I love Giyu. I love his ability to, one, he has a lot of knowledge and he shares it, but he also has that extreme sense of justice.
That he needs to keep in check.
Well, yeah, to each their own, but I love,
So hang on, he understands the world. So sort of the anti-Moroku.
Yeah.
yes.
He'd probably try to kill Moroku.
Yes.
Yes.
So which is stronger, his sword or Moroku's hand? Did I just make this really Freudian?
Let's just say he'll be disarmed.
I'm trying not to think about the conceptualization because all I'm thinking is Archer saying phrasing.
Phrasing, boom.
But
then,
let's move on.
let's move on to Senku, the titular, well, not the titular, but the lead of Dr. Stone. Okay, he's more in the modern science. He's very much not really in the spiritual realm, and yet he's dealing with something that surely seems magical. The whole world turned to stone in a day, or at least all the people. And so he has to not only break free, but discover why it happened, how it happened, who made it happen, and how to prevent it from happening again. He's moving into science well beyond even the most advanced. So in a sense, some people would say that magic is simply technology so advanced we can't distinguish.
And that's basically the point of Dr. Stone, too.
Ah, yes, Isaac Asimov quote.
There we go.
This is not you.
Oh shit, you're right.
I beg your pardon very much, thank you. This is the hero, the oldest archetype.
You are old.
Pot kettle.
Still. Shipping and handling.
Shipping and handling. But here we go, everyone with... This is the oldest archetype because really, what did we need first and foremost when we were cold and unsure of ourselves and there were creatures that could prey on us? We needed a hero. We were holding out for a hero until the morning light. He had to be strong, and he had to be fresh, and he had to be fresh from the fight. You poor... Wow. Oh, she touched my keyboard. In some cultures, we would have to be married. Mainly the Apple Store. But here's the funny thing about heroes, especially in older tales. They are usually an unusual birth. They're something exceptional. They are the offspring of a god. They are the golden child who should, by all rights, be dead because everything in the world is trying to kill them. Yet here they are. They're the ones that just keep going. They're the Energizer Bunny writ large. And they present us with acts of bravery, integrity, and compassion. And sometimes extreme violence, but then there's always that fallibility. So, I mean, we've had heroes for a while. Maka go, go, Maka go, 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 Speed Racer, go.
Please stop.
Oh.
Continue. Speed Racer.
Meanwhile, Cruelica is watching mysteriously. And then, of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, now, this is a very weird birth because it's technically two souls in one body, which is different than two Dark Magician girls, one pot of greed. Just
What in the world? Move on!
And then, Simon, your drill will pierce the heavens. Who the hell do you think I am? And now this guy,
Crazy.
he's actually a descendant. He doesn't know he's a descendant of another hero, but he is.
Spoilers? I say that with a question mark because I don't know if anybody has not seen or heard of Gurren Lagann.
I feel like at this point, if you don't know,
Hey, I've never watched it.
you've got to.
Well, you don't count.
You've got to accept the consequences at some point. Like with Deku.
Woo. I love Deku.
Now, his unusual birth as a hero is how he acquires his powers. And
I don't know about eating hair, but okay.
Who hasn't eaten hair?
I've had angel hair pasta. That's it.
Situation.
There we
He
go.
was born without powers. That makes
Well-
him special in that world.
Yes, in that world, the unpowered is truly unusual. Now, from Bella, we have, and I always need a little help remembering,
Suzu Naito.
Suzu Naito. This is, here's the thing, she's a local hero. Sometimes the best heroes are the ones that don't have to save the world, they just help save one person. Or they help stop an abusive father. Oops. There's a whole lot going on in Bella, but I highly recommend it.
I really do recommend it because the movie is more about overcoming trauma than anything else.
And she is the one who enables this action, showing a local hero. And
Does that mean I'm gonna cry like I did with Silent Voice for like 2 hours?
Unfortunately, yes.
So, I tell you what, next year in RS Alley, I'll try to have the vials of Cruelica tears for you to enjoy.
They'll be very priceless and salty.
Shout out to the English singing voice.
Now, here we have, well, do I really need to say anything?
Let's go.
It's Goku. There we go. It's the anime Heracles. That's how I like to think of him. His accomplishments are the stuff of legend, but on the day-to-day,
He'll
what
never
a
be a
dope.
father. He'll never be a father.
Piccolo is a better father.
Facts.
That's right.
Yeah.
And from Kill the Kill, we have Ryuko Mayai? How does one say her last name?
Mayai.
Mayai, thank you. Okay, ridiculous clothing aside, she is one who is challenging the entire institution and winning.
I would also argue she fit under the rebel archetype too.
There is a very strong rebel element, but at the end of the day, I think she does things more out of a sense of right and wrong, and not just to be resistant. But yes, again, these characters can sometimes embody several traits, just as everyone here can have these archetypes present within them. Let's see here. Naruto, again, very unusual birth, very distinguished. Also a bit of a rebel, as he's initially misunderstood.
And he has that mode that changes him into a sexy lady.
Sexy jutsu, and you just can't believe it.
Oh my god. Did you really quote the damn dub?
Are you gonna die?
Yeah, the
really?
guy from Dragon Quest epitomizes everything Toriyama put into the Dragon Quest universe.
Okay, she's moved from the left side to my head. I think she's gonna scalp me.
It's Date Bayo.
Can't scalp if you don't care.
Now,
The lover.
the lover. We've gone from forcing change to forging connections. And through this, we have the lover who wants to live in the moment and connect with the world around them. It's not just looking for one partner, it's forging friendships, it's appreciating the here and now.
That's me.
It's my...
Wow, you ignored me.
No, sorry, I just got distracted. The GoPro was saying that's hot. I think it was talking about you. Oh, so sweet. But features intense emotions and passion.
That's why you read all your romance novels.
That's why I'm a Fujoshi.
But, but where she's not quite the lover is forgiving and understanding of others. My left side can attest to this.
I forgive everyone 20 years later.
20 years later. Okay, so the clock's ticking on
I'm a
me.
New Yorker.
I'll check back with y'all when I'm 60. And they pursue dreams and their imaginations, which gives them a very special kind of power. So, it's kind of funny that the more loving brother is trapped in a suit of iron, not armor, not even trapped in it. He is it for a good while. And then Cardcaptor Sakura. I mean, love is her main deal. Even facing a challenge.
Her final card.
Now, this is a character I'm not quite familiar with yet.
Kyokai.
Kyokai of Kingdom. So, well, I'm hoping folks can enlighten me down the road, but I do definitely know Master Asia. When he's not a cackling loon in the first half, he's actually quite emotional in the latter part, making me wonder what was going on with the first half of G Gundam. But he cares so much about the world around it. He's willing to become evil, to be branded a villain, if it can save the world, which makes him an anti-hero at best. But then Kakashi Sensei, who will never let his comrades die. That is the care he has for others. Now, this is from Happiness Charge Pre-Cure. Aino Megumi, or Cure Lovely. And she's
We're so quiet, apparently.
Look, there's a lot of Pre-Cure. Apparently there's like 20 seasons.
There's a lot.
And yet, it's kind of funny that Sailor Moon, Usagi Tsukino, only needed 6 seasons to become an icon of anime.
But 3 adaptations.
3 adaptations, and I'm still kind of a fan of the original anime above all. Maybe because that was my introduction. And then, also from Agretsuko, we have Hida. So, I don't know this fellow. He certainly looks like he'd be a villain, but no, he's more of a lover.
Lover, not a fighter.
And then, of course, he's situated with 2 girls in miniskirts, Master Roshi.
Nobody said the lover had to be without a restraining order.
Now, personally, I especially like in Dragon Ball Super when he's about to be, when he's in a really losing fight, he's telling his students, sleep well, eat well, live well. That's the school of Kame Seihan. And that's the real him. The pervy sage is just a trope. But boy, is it a present trope.
A clear and present danger, I mean.
Now, okay, are you...
This is you.
Okay, I was waiting to see if you guys would say I'm the fool. Who also forges connections but they live wildly and enjoy life.
No.
They are filled with... What, really? Am I such a downer?
He enjoys life.
You are our group's moral compass.
Yes, because I bring an unconventional perspective.
No, because you tell us that what we're doing is cruel and inhumane.
Yeah, and you know how often I'm right?
That's not the point.
I think so. I can diffuse a stressful situation.
No, you don't.
No. You curled into a ball when I told you about my teenage years.
And I was telling you about my college years on the other side.
And you both had a good laugh. It's only I who suffered internal trauma.
Well, that's because you are a fool in the unconventional perspectives.
Oh, thank you. But the fool
And
can
see,
often...
people are leaving us because you're such a fool. Bye, people. Okay, yeah, we're almost
We're
done.
close there. But they find love and joy in all they do. Like bo-bo-bo, bo-bo-bo-bo-bo.
Bo.
I still can't believe they managed to adapt this into a dub, but good lord, they didn't adapt it well to DVDs. But
Thank you, Discotheque, for the word.
Bobobo is quite the hero, but even more so the fool. And then from Hasta la vista, baby, from Black Clover.
I think he epitomizes what a fool is, because he just rushes into any situation.
And Noel.
Damn the consequences.
And Noel wants to kill him every time.
Well, but hang on one sec, I just have to double check something. Yeah, there is no L in his name.
No, I said Asta.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking about Noel.
See? There's no L.
Damn you.
Woo! Oh, and from way back when, we have Ataru from, oh boy, Lum. You know,
Lum?
that's why most of the Lum show. The girl in the top. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pronunciation is not strong with this one.
But you picked the art style from the reboot.
Well, no, I found the full figure pic image, which just happened to be from the reboot. It's kind of hard to find transparent backgrounds of full character shots. I tell you what, my internet search history is going to look very strange. But yeah, he's a fool. He definitely wants, I remember from the movie Beautiful Dreamer, he wants everyone all together. Even when they're kicking and punching him for being such an idiot, life just isn't complete unless they're all with him.
Is there a problem with that?
Well, when
You're the one who's collecting a harem.
Is there a problem with having your own personal harem?
Yeah, she's got a reverse harem with us.
I have 7 men at my disposal. Is that a problem?
No.
Oh, actually, honey, I know we're married. Is that a problem? Okay, shit.
Well, Kiba Inuzaka is another fool, but he's a dog fool, and therefore very near and dear to me.
Wait, he's a dog?
I
haven't watched Naruto, so anything could be possible.
His last
think
name
it does
literally
turn into
has
a dog at
Inu
some
in it.
point.
Yeah.
There is a jutsu where he imitates a dog and his dog imitates a human, and they become clones essentially.
Is that like the whole situation in Full Metal Alchemist with the dog? Okay. I feel like I'm being outnumbered by dog lovers. Or is it child lovers? I don't know anymore.
Crazy.
Everyone.
Heretic!
But you're amongst friends, but it's a doggone shame.
What if I'm a cat person?
That's fine.
Well, at least you're not a snake person and falling in love with Luffy.
I love Luffy. He is like the ultimate favorite character for me. I love the fact that he is such a damn idiot, but he still has found a way to overpower everybody in more of a legitimate way than Goku can ever do.
And now he's enjoying crossovers with Goku.
Yes, because he can kick Goku's ass.
Now,
Oh, my favorite character ever, Toru Honda.
from Sakaike.
Tsukaike.
Isn't that how you say it?
That's the
It's-
Japanese fruits basket.
It's Furuba. Furuba or Fruits Basket.
Oh, okay. Well,
I have never heard Tsukaike.
Oh, with that Ruba?
Okay.
Furuba.
Fruits Basketball. Here we go. Time's against us, so we need to move on. But she is, as I understand it, she is very good at emotionally supporting others, but intellectually coming up a bit short.
Oh my god.
And then, he looks so serious in this photo, but Taiju from Dr. Stone, he is quite the fool, the inexhaustible energy.
Yes.
The pebble in his brain.
And last but not least, we have the everyman. who work hard and live simply, easily accepting of others. You know, you're in the community and they'll bring you, some food for your first night. Welcome to the community. But they have a lack of trust in authority because authority is often misrepresenting. And everymen do not like pretense and are trying to be as genuine as possible.
Are you saying it's me?
Maybe. Do you identify with Gohan?
Yes.
Gohan, he has an exceptional lineage, and yet all he really wants is to be a scholar and a good father. And he's a much better father than his father. And then, of course, just looking for love in all the wrong places.
Oh shit!
Hey,
Why do you have so many characters that need restraining orders in this?
Because they are very present in anime. Tenshi's the one who needs restraining orders against all the women in his life.
Oh god, yes.
He's just trying to live in every day, but he accepts all these extraterrestrials who could destroy the world and have a sandwich on the same day. And then Kanami Chidori of Full Metal Panic, she is getting swept up in things far, far beyond her normal school days, and yet she works with it. She's so strong-willed that Sosuke is, well, he trusts her probably more than he even trusts his own comrades at times.
Sosuke is the fool.
And then there's Sora Digimon. I would argue she's the most everyday of all the characters, but she's sort of the team mama and is trying to be there for all of them. And then once again for Beastars we have Legoshi, who, well, he may be the every pup, but he has this look about him like, can you believe what I have to deal with?
That's you.
And then there's Koichi Hiroshi, who I believe, as a JoJo's fan, you swoon.
Well, no, I actually like him because he is actually one of the most relatable characters, even though he's dumb.
He has a yandere for a girlfriend.
But I love his stando at the same time.
Precious.
Now here's the thing, I've gone through all 12 archetypes, and they all sound really positive, but I want to caution that every archetype has a shadow. This is the diagram Jung put together of a person's consciousness. From the outer world, we have the persona, everything we put forth, the mask we wear when we go out in public. Within that is our ego, a sense of self. But our true self is sometimes behind closed doors, parts that we don't want to show to other people.
If you play the Persona game, you get this.
The part of us that we really push down, that we repress, is called the shadow. And every archetype has corresponding shadows. The ruler, for example, has like the tyrant or the slothful ruler. The cowardly ruler, the one who's just so bored they let someone else take care of all their problems.
Oh, King Older.
And Jung pointed out that everyone carries a shadow. It's not about destroying this part of yourself, it's about accepting it. The less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is, the more dangerous. The shadow is a tight passage, a narrow door, whose painful constriction no one is spared when they go down the deep well. The whole point of psychology, as Jung and others try to take, is that you don't try to eliminate your shadow. You don't try to do away with the parts that you are unconscious of, the parts that self-sabotage. The goal is to lift them up into the light of consciousness. So once you know they're there, once you perceive them, you can deal with them. You can work around them. Like people are working around me right now in very confusing ways. Because I guess I'm the group shadow. And that is the whole point of these archetypes. They are very human, innately human. An archetype isn't just a stock character, it's a core human element to which we identify. And that is why I find them so interesting in American literature, in Western literature, in Japanese anime and mangas and mythological stories. They're all over. And the wonderful thing about this universality is that with a little work, they're accessible to anyone.
So, can I break your mind again with more fate?
Well, we've got 2 minutes, so we've got Q&A, but also my friend Advent Nebula is going to call out a shirt size and see if you have a good catching arm. So, does anyone have questions?
Medium.
I saw a hand in the back.
What's your question again?
What would be the shadow of, like, every man?
The everyman.
Small?
Yes, actually, the shadow of the everyman is quite small. The everyman is... that shadow would be either someone who forces conformity. Suddenly they're not accepting anyone in, they are like the cult leader.
Medium.
They're the ones who are saying you have to behave this way in order to be a part of our community. Or there's that's the aggressive. The passive would be a community member who lets the community decide everything for them. They've allowed their individuality to be consumed by the collective. The Borg, in a sense, represent the shadow.
Oh.
Yes.
So I would ask the question, because it's actually a topic we discussed in Psych. back
Ooh.
in the
No, they're
day.
small.
Would you
this is
argue
small
that
also.
the opposite custody of Gagnon? Someone who
Ah.
not, they choose to walk away from.
They choose a shadow of the explorer.
Yeah.
Yes, they
Small. They're all
they
small and
never
medium.
settle down. They never find what they're looking for.
That's definitely a small.
And so that's the one that causes you to run away from potential futures, the self-sabotage. And you need to know, why are you still searching to take that unconscious and lift it up into the conscious world? And with that, we are out of time. But everyone, I so thank you for coming and being a part of this. And I hope you have a wonderful Colorado Anime Fest 2023.